Did you know that solitude provides the perfect environment for self reflection? Being alone. Let's talk about that today on Life Starring Deb. Hey y'all, it's your girl Deb on Life Starring Deb, and I thank you for tuning in to today's episode. But I especially want to thank those of you that reached out to me after last week's episode just to wish me well wishes and prayers that I will continue to heal after my fall at work. Today I have a praise report that I'm walking around without my crutches, without a cane, and I'm doing much, much better. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. When I sit back and think like, wow, how did that happen? Like right before two very big, important events that I was really looking forward to, like the timing, really, God? But you know what? I realized that God has a way of sitting us down and making us be still. He has a way of saying, girl, you're doing too much. So I probably really needed that time just to be reflective and just to be still and not have to be doing something. Because, there was a time in my life that I felt like I always had to be doing something. I always had to be going someplace. I always had to be around some people. I just feel like I was going all the time. But then the older that I got, I realized that as much as it is fun to go places and do things and always have something on your calendar to do, it is also equally important that you spend time with yourself. Like today. Today feels like an eerie kind of morning because it's quiet. There's no one here except me and Yogi, of course, and he'll probably be barking pretty soon. But other than that, it's a calm quiet because everybody's gone. And I realize I like being alone. Not all the time, but I do like being alone. Because when I'm alone, I get to just do whatever it is that I want to do. And sometimes that means nothing. Like I have on these really comfortable pajamas. This is a pajama shirt that I purchased from Target. And it's so comfortable and it's so warm and it just feels really good. And so it puts me in the mood that I just want to lay around. I don't want to really do anything. One of the greatest benefits of spending time alone is how it helps me to develop and create a better understanding of me, the things that I like, the people that I love, the things that I like to do. It makes me reflect inward to the things that make me happy. It allows me to be quiet and to just think or listen to whatever it is that God is trying to tell me. And we need to do that. It is perfectly okay not to have anything on your to-do list, not to have any event or function that you have to go to. It is okay to just stay home. It doesn't make you boring. It doesn't mean that you're out of the loop. It just means that you're taking time for you. Just doing you. And that's a good thing because we can become inundated with other people's stuff and other people's functions and other things that I have to do. But in actuality, you don't have to. It is okay to decline. It is okay to say, not this time, but thank you for the invite. It's okay to cancel. Even if you've confirmed, it is okay to call someone and say, I know that I said that I was going to be able to go, but I'm not going to be able to go this time, but thank you for the invite. And it is completely okay to lay around and be lazy. Do nothing. Take a nap. Watch a movie. And it is also okay to do those things by yourself. You don't always have to have company. You don't always have to have an entourage. You don't even always have to have your mate around you, even if they live in the same house. Now, I'm not talking about isolation, complete isolation away from people. That's a completely different subject and a completely different set of rules and things that you should live by in isolation, and that can be unhealthy. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just taking time out for you, by yourself, alone. And while I'm on the subject of being alone, if you want to do something outside of your house, it is okay to do it alone. It's okay. I recently purchased a ticket to go see Mary J. Blige. I wasn't going to go at first because it's a weekday and Cindy, has to get up really early, and she's usually my go-to concert buddy. And so I didn't want to even ask her, did she want to go, because I didn't want her to have to make those adjustments to her schedule and get up tired and everything. But it's something that I wanted to do. So I purchased a ticket. One ticket for myself. Was feeling real good about going. And then I had the accident. Mary J. Blige is this weekend, and I'm not going to be able to go. So I'm going to give my ticket. I'm going to gift my ticket to someone so that they can enjoy it. But I had absolutely no problem thinking that I was going to get up, get dressed, and go to the concert, because it's something that I wanted to do. And I didn't want to start making a bunch of phone calls asking people, do you want to go to the concert? How about a ticket? No, it's something that I wanted to do. And I purchased a ticket, and I would have gone tomorrow night had I not fallen. And even though I'm up and about, I didn't want to run the risk of maybe getting bumped or, missing a step or something and landing myself right back to square one. So I just gave up the ticket, because it'll be another time that I'll be able to go and enjoy the concert or concerts or whatever it is. So you have to get into the habit of realizing that if it's something that you want to do, and you don't necessarily want to be around a bunch of people, and you don't necessarily want to start making phone calls asking people, do they want to go? Because you know what? Sometimes we can be enthusiastic about going someplace, and we'll start making phone calls to our friends. And the minute that they start saying they don't want to go for whatever reason, it'll start to bring us down and make us feel like, well, I shouldn't go either, even though it really is something that you want to do. So going out to dinner, going to lunch, going to a movie, going to a concert, an exhibit, the museum, you can go by yourself if you really want to go. Because 9 times out of 10, you will meet someone there, or you'll see someone you know. But even if you don't, you are going to have a good time with you. Now, you need to be safe when you do it, because times are different. But it is absolutely okay for you to be in the mindset that I don't need to go with anybody. I can go with myself. I can go for myself if it's something that I want to do. One of the things that I like to do, and I will probably do today, is read. Right now, I'm reading some really good books. I read a few at a time. And I read out loud, because I remember when I was little, I used to be the first one to raise my hand in class that I wanted to read, because I love books so much. And I would read out loud, and I used to love it. And I also love reading to my grandchildren. But I also love reading to myself out loud. I'll curl up on the couch and I'll start reading out loud. It's just something about hearing the words. And sometimes when I'm reading to myself, I get distracted and I have to go back and reread the sentence because my mind is drifted somewhere else. But usually if I read out loud, for whatever reason, I stay focused. So I'm going to start another book today, and I'm going to read out loud, just a few pages at a time. I don't know, just to see how much. One of the other things I really like to do when I'm by myself is I like to go through my photo album. This is a leather-bound photo album that I was gifted years ago, and I love it. And it's full of pictures of my family and places and things. My grandmother and other members of my family, and I just love to go back and look at pictures. before we started saving them in our phone or, on our computer. We used to print them and put them in a book. And this is one of my treasures. And I love to go back and look at the photos in this book. Another thing that I absolutely love to do is read cards. I have a card box. It's called My Treasures. This is probably the 5th box like this that I have here in the house. And in this box are cards that I have received over the years. Birthday cards, Mother's Day cards, just because cards, wedding cards, congratulations on your promotion cards, whatever it is. And I don't throw them away. I keep cards and I keep them in boxes like this. This is actually a gift box, and then I use it to put my cards in, which is really handy. And then I'll go back and I will reflect. I will read the cards. I will read the messages that are inside the cards from different people. Some of the people that are represented in this box are no longer with us. They've gone on. And so it becomes even more of a treasure to be able to read a card from a friend or family member that has passed on, that left me a message or a beautiful card, and I hold that dear to my heart. And sometimes I'll go through the whole box, and sometimes I'll only get through half of it and I'll start crying. I'll put it away. But cards make me happy. They make me feel good. And so these are some of the things that I do when I'm alone. Like today, I'm alone, and I am going to take full advantage of the day being by myself in my house in these comfy pajamas, and I probably won't go out at all. So today's message is, it is okay. Not only is it okay, it is healthy to be by yourself. You will feel so much better, especially if you go into thought about the things that you love, the people you love, the places you like to visit, and that will help you to be a better person and a better friend. So that is today's episode on spending time with you. Not being lonely, but spending time alone. 2 different things, 2 different topics for another day. Thank you for tuning in to Life Starring Deb. If this is your first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so that you don't miss any episodes. I am wishing you the best weekend ever. Spend time with yourself. Spend time with those you love. Don't overdo it. Listen to the voices in your head that says, okay, now you're doing too much. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good one. See you soon.